Hi, welcome to a film review. Ogami and Daigoro are off. They're going on a little boat. The man's like, fuck off, you can't bring your baby on this boat.
Yeah.
So he chucks the baby cart. The first thing the baby cart does, I'll try and list them, is it fucking floats.
Yeah,
even
it
though
floats.
it's made of lead.
Lead, by the sound of it later on. Also, if I did this to a, if I had a kid and then I was like, and then the bus driver was like, sorry, there's no room for that pram on here.
Oh, on the bus driver.
And I was just there like, oh, it's all right, don't worry. And he was like, I'm not bringing it on the bus. And then just like, we attached it to the back of the bus and
like
had the little kid just in the back.
Just like dragging around.
Yeah.
They go on a boat and pretty early on, there's a woman who's clearly sort of being taken.
Yeah.
Stolen, taken, basically she's been sold into prostitution by some guy.
Clearly that guy. I didn't know who that guy was. I thought the guy was the dad at the start. The guy sort of seemed quite nice at the start, sort of being like, it's okay, you're going to pay. Because I thought originally as well, I didn't think she was going to prostitution. I thought that she was going to be a concubine for a very wealthy person. Because he was like, don't you want riches?
I feel like
you can eat this sugar all the time.
Oh,
You've never eaten rice before.
Yeah.
And I thought it was going to be concubine, but no, it wasn't.
I thought it was going to be
prostitution, which is loads. I don't know, worse. Maybe probably not worse now. I don't know.
There's some tube men, some pipe men following, who follow throughout. This is the Yagyu clan.
Yeah, this is the Yagyu clan. These are the main overarching bad guys that he's been against the entire time. We've heard them before as like, ching.
Yes.
Ching! And it's the same sort of thing as the last one, where like we see something very early on, and then we go, wait, was that them then?
Yeah.
Wait, was that them then? Wait, was that them then? And there's several people who it's not, and then it's like, it was us.
It was them.
We're these people.
Chills in the woods.
Yeah.
It's all very nice and peaceful. Daigoro's taking a shit by the looks of things.
Yeah,
and he's got some like dock leaves or something. He's like, and then he goes, and he does the classic.
Yeah.
And then the bamboo snap.
Do you think those ninjas knew he was going to shit and decided to strike then, or do you think that those ninjas were like, let's strike now, and then they were like, the kid's shitting.
Let's just
the kid's shitting. What should we do?
I don't know. Get shit on my sword or something.
Yeah,
that'd be really bad.
So like, and do you think they thought that, or do you think they just literally planned until they were like, that kid's gonna need a shit soon?
At some point.
And then the whole time they were just
going
like
through the bamboo above, just like.
Wait, were those the people with the pipes?
Yes.
No. Wait, they were the people.
I think they were the Yagyu clan.
That showed up straight away then, because there were more pipe people later.
There's more pipe people, yes. He's had his first little fight. I actually like that. It was a very little small skirmish, but I love the whole where the guy jumps and it just basically chops him in half. It's like a cool cut. I like it. Then it cuts to these mercenaries.
Oh yeah,
who are dicks.
Yeah, these mercenaries are.
There's like three of them drinking, sat there. That's how fucking hell we have to with fans.
Just fully explaining exactly what mercenaries are like.
They
constantly are just going, this is what we do, this is what we are.
I might have said this wrong. We're Tarikachi. That's like the group, but they're so
lazy.
Lazy.
Is that the group or is that the name of what mercenaries are?
I think who they're working for, basically.
Oh,
it's not their name. Doesn't mean nursery. Yeah, no. I don't know the name of mercenaries. But then it kind of sat there just like, fucking hell, like I'm bored. I'm getting paid to do fuck all.
Let's rape some women.
Yeah. So Kanbei, he's basically the only sort of reasonably nice guy of this terror group of people.
Yes.
And this guy walks past this bodyguard, I want to say, with these two women.
Yeah.
Or maybe
brother,
it's not. Yeah, I thought
brother, uncle.
Walk past. Dad. The guy's like, we're going to go and mess around. Kanbei's just like, he seems to ignore it. He's fucking off looking the other way, I think.
Yeah, well, he's just eating his soup.
Yeah.
He's eating his udon or whatever.
Yeah. So they basically, it's pretty horrible. Basically, they rape these two women and kill this, or knock this guy out to begin with.
Yeah.
And it's, obviously, I'm not saying obviously, it's one of these things with these 70s films. There seems to always be some kind of sexual assault in something. But this one, I actually found quite, because they're like basically ganging. Not ganging, no, but it's very like intense. Like they're like laughing at her.
Yes.
Yeah, they're like right in your face, and you're just like, oh, it's really horrible. Uncomfortable.
Yeah, which is good.
Obviously, it's meant to be.
Show how horrible the situation was. That was horrible, but then I think it kind of very accurately set up the other guy, the difference between Kanbei and the other mercenaries with his motives of what he did afterwards. They were sort of saying, what, you're horrible, after he had to kill them to sort of protect his house's name.
Yeah, so he kills the women who they survive. He kills them. The guy who gets knocked out, he gets killed.
He gets killed by the other guys.
And then he goes, right, look, we're just gonna say to protect our master or whatever. One of you raped these women and killed them.
Yeah.
and we're going to have to kill you.
Yeah.
So draw straws.
Yeah, that was great. It was pretty cool. It was pretty like I don't know.
He was like, let's just sort. There's a problem here. There's an issue. We need to optics for our house.
It was quite like sort of like Winston Wolfe sort of thing.
Yes.
Like he just came in, he fixed the problem, and he did it in the best way possible.
Kind of. I don't know. He killed the women. It's a bit like
no. He killed the women because he had to, because they've said the name. Like he can't. Yeah. He doesn't know if they. Because that's why he killed Agami. Like, or tried to kill Agami, is because he'd seen what had happened. Like you can't do that to your employer's name.
Yeah.
Those guys were dicks and they weren't samurai, and that was the whole thing. It's like that was pretty much the whole point of the film.
It was
in my
the code.
mind,
Well, it was the
like,
code in the book.
But it was like, what is the right thing to do as a samurai? Because obviously, as a samurai, that actually was the right thing to do, but that wasn't the right thing to do as a protector. But as a protector of a lord and his name, then yes. But it's sort of like all those different rules. But I mean, I thought that was quite an interesting point throughout the film, that he was
that was like
reminding
the
them
through
of.
line of it. It was kind of what is being a samurai, what's being a warrior, what's the thing. Basically, Ogami turns up just as he's killed one of the guys.
Yeah,
and then the other two
and sees the other dead people.
He sees the situation. And then the other two guys are like, hey, so the other two guys get killed by Ogami. I can't. They're just being knobheads because they're the three knobheads.
Yeah.
So Kanbei wants a duel because he's like, shit, I know who you are, and Ogami's like, I kind of know who you are. You're some sword master of some variety.
Yeah.
They go and have it, and he's like, I have to have a duel with you. I'm going to regret the rest of my life.
Yeah.
So they get set up for the duel, and Ogami's like, yeah, it's a draw. And he goes, just be a proper samurai. I don't want to kill you, because he knows he's just going to fucking chop him to bits. And he leaves. So, not fast forward. Then we go back to the stolen wife woman.
Yes.
Right. I'd watched, I think it was The Sword of Doom. Remember I said seen that film not long ago? It relates to it. Basically, this horrible man who's stolen her, he's like, let me rub salt on you. He goes all rapey. She bites his tongue off, and he dies pretty much instantly.
Yeah, that felt really
in
quick.
Sword of Doom, like exactly the same. Someone gets their tongue bitten off, or bites their own tongue. Oh, sorry. Sword of Harikiri, he bites his tongue off. But in another film, there's been like 3 films, Japanese samurai films, where people bite tongues off.
I know that it can be really awful. And it can kill you, because you can bleed out from it, because it's like a really, really big veiny tongue, veiny muscle. But I mean, like that felt.
He lasts like 5 seconds.
Yeah, like that felt well.
He spits out a load of paint,
and she spits out a load of paint as well, and that was thinking. And then anyway, she runs off to go and see.
They're in a hotel, by the way,
to hide away.
Yeah,
and luckily there is
Ogami-san. People start going through the hotel rooms, going, somebody's killed so and so, and if I saw someone with their tongue bitten off, I just don't know if I think that's a murder. Like, it's such an odd...
Yeah.
It's such an odd thing. It's like, oh, he's really stubbed his toe.
Maybe you should, have placed him in a way to make him seem like he's sort of tripped.
Or he's died in his sleep.
And he's
just coughing up blood.
Like, no, but he could have just...
Yeah. When you're running with your tongue out.
No, but
in a high screen, just like, whoa!
Yeah, no. Maybe,
so basically, she hides in a cupboard. Ogami's like, look, I'll look after you, basically.
Yeah.
He sees, because she's got this, we've talked about this off camera, we don't quite understand it, it's this little,
totem.
It's like a totem, like remembrance totem or a ceramic totem. I thought it was her family, someone in her family had died, and that was her only thing she had to do with them. That's why she was...
I think that was her protection. So basically, that little thing was like her receipt, and that's why when she shot it, she was like, right, you're not employed by that man anymore. You're not a free person. You're now property, and now you're like, now we can claim you because that thing doesn't exist anymore.
That makes sense.
So basically, like, if, say, you were a slave or whatever, or like a woman who was, then you could just pop that out and be like, no, I'm this. I'm owned by this person. This is basically my branding. And then, so maybe that's what, I mean, I don't have a clue. These things seem to have, like, many different things, like...
Yeah, I didn't quite understand it, and when they were talking about, so basically, Terizo is the Yakuza woman, this lady with a little tiny gun, that's really cool. Obviously, the gun thing I didn't quite understand, because of the time of year, we'll get to the time of year, sorry. The time of year, just the time period. Yeah. She has this little kind of...
Yeah, any sort of bullet is bad. I think if you could have one of those ones that they do the things.
But she's got this tiny little gun, and she's like, look, she's mine. She whine it because she killed Thingy the Whiner. That was the guy.
His name's Thingy the Whiner. Who's gonna miss him?
Yeah, who's gonna miss him? So she's like, I need her, and I was like, no. I've had a similar situation with this totem thing on my life, so I think we've got something going on. And she's like, well, hold on. How about, because she's a virgin, we can get her deflowered. It'll cost loads of money.
Yeah.
Because I thought for a second maybe that thing is that like a
But he was about to just fuck her.
I know, I didn't quite get that.
The guy was about to bang her as well, so it's like, what do you think she's going to...
I didn't think if that thing was maybe some sort of proof of her virtue or something, maybe, and it was like, oh, she's still got someone... I don't know, it just went over my head, but anyway, he's like, no, you're not having that happening. And then she tries to shoot Ogami, and he doesn't... I really like the tatami mat thing.
Yeah, I mean, that was really, like... I feel like as soon as she... Yeah, I mean, the timing there of him going... Get my knife up.
Stab it in the thing and hold it up. A bulletproof tatami mat. But I imagine it was those old, like, Derringer bullets. Where it's just like, like a little ball bearing.
And it really wouldn't, it would kill you instantly.
And he throws the thing through and he blocks the gun.
Yes.
The little tiny...
Yeah, that was quite funny.
Cool. Like, I like that shit.
Yeah, there was quite a bit of that. And then basically they sort of just, like, get him anyway. And then he sort of...
Oh no! All the mates are like, all the guards are like, "Come on, let's get him." And she's like, "No, I can't let my boys be there." She's like, "I care about you too much." She's like quite a nice boss.
But then she goes and sits next to him and sort of is like, "Look, I'm going to talk. What about we're going to just torture?" What did she say? She's just
basically,
like,
you can't lose face because you're a fucking samurai, and I can't lose face because I'm a yakuza, and I've got all my boys here, and I love them, and I don't want you to kill them. I love these boys. Yeah, she's like really lovely.
Well, don't kill my boys.
Yeah, I know she's like buying and selling women, and that's terrible. But in this film series so far, she's quite a nice person.
Yes,
considering.
I kind of get you there.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In the world,
in the same way as like the other samurai murderer person. Was quite nice.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like, he's like
he killed that woman, but he was kind of alright.
Yeah.
So she's like, well, look, we'll just torture her loads, and that'll pay the debt.
Yeah. Well, apparently that's like a set thing that anytime you want to leave, you can't pay, you get tortured, or you can't leave until you get the torture. So he just basically goes, right, I'll do it then, which is something that clearly, like, I thought maybe might happen a lot more, like
because he seems to know all the rules about prostitutes. Because I know that a prostitute can have a substitute. Like,
I suppose being the executioner, you know about all the laws. But
he's done his law degree.
He's done it. Yeah.
You will not chop a head off unless you know the full.
Well, maybe it's a bit more like like what Thingy says, Ned Stark says.
Like,
you gotta know. Yeah.
Who does ascend and swings a sword.
Yeah, exactly. But so he basically decides to do the torture. I at first was like, I tried to do the breathing thing. Do you know when he does?
I was watching this in 1.5 time yesterday.
Oh yeah, you couldn't.
Because I was quickly trying to remember, because I've seen this before, but I was quickly trying to catch up on time. To me, I was thinking of the Stonecutters, where it's now the walk through fire and they hit him with like the paddles. Like Homer's got a blindfold. It's like now they're like crossing the desert and they just hit him with hoods. And it was like, because the torture was just like spinning around a bit.
Well, the spinning around and hit him with the stick seemed like, very bad because repetitive would be bad. But the water thing, I was like.
Was it a long time? Was it?
It did. Well, it seemed like when they were pulling him up, the guy was getting absolutely shattered. Also, I don't know if like what was the end of the torture. It seemed like it was like a set amount. Like everything sped up, and it was basically as fast as anyone could do it. And because they were doing the foot thing.
Oh yeah.
And they went really, really fast. But obviously, people could be like going like mad for ages. So is it just until they get tired?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So you want them to have like a really busy
obviously,
day.
I wouldn't want this torture, but it seemed like the best film torture that I've ever seen. You know, if I could endure any film torture, I would probably endure this more than the ball thing in what's his face in Casino Royale or whatever that's called.
Yeah. With the swinging,
Casino Royale?
Yeah, where he's like swinging it all around.
Yeah.
I think if you go somewhere like in Thailand, there's like a getaway retreat place, and they're like, we're going to detox you. I feel like they just do that normally.
Similar
you
thing.
pay for it. You have to pay.
Yeah, instead of them being like hard bamboo things, they're like soft like
No, I think
leaves.
the hard bamboo things, you just got to feel the pain. I feel somewhere they probably do worse than that. It's like, we're going to take all your blood out and put it back in, all that kind of shit. Like, I imagine.
And the guy looked great afterwards. About 2 weeks later, after the bruising went down, he looked fantastic and his skin was glowing.
Now, this is the thing with these films I've noticed, that the job of the film, there's usually quite a lot of bullshit to get to the job of the film. Because now all that we've just said was just to get to the job.
Well, yeah.
And do you not feel like a lot of the other films, it's like, you need to go meet so-and-so. Yeah. Oh no, he's dead, but he sent to so-and-so. And it's like, okay, right, here's because basically he's a hitman, essentially. And it's like, it always seems to take like half the film to go, right, here's the actual hit.
I suppose maybe the job, because he's not really like that much of a detective or anything. Doesn't really, we've not seen him like going and having like that much of trouble actually killing.
Doing the job,
people. So maybe it's a bit. I don't know.
But it always seems to be quite a bit of a wait. Okay, who's that? Okay, so he's the guy. Whereas obviously, like in a western, it's like there's a guy on a wanted poster. He's the guy. Right, I get it.
It felt like the first job that he got. But the thing is, though, when he got that job, it wasn't you because he goes down and she goes, right, after you've done that torture, I actually think you're really good because you cut off my dad's arm.
Yeah, so
and then she gives him a job.
Yeah, so basically, her dad was like one of the assistants to another
A clan.
clan,
Yeah.
and their boss had sort of gone a bit sort of demented.
Mental,
I want to say, and he'd killed quite a few people.
Yeah,
but he almost seemed like quite childlike or something. He was a bit like child. He seemed odd.
I didn't get any sort of childlike.
He seemed quite simple.
Are you talking about the guy who was going to get murdered? The guy that was going to get stabbed?
Yeah.
Oh no! You see, I think that
he's the one. He's the Lord. That's why he had to die.
Oh, you see, no, I thought. Oh, okay.
Sorry if simple's the wrong word.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I
like,
thought that he was like one of the guys that was going to. Right. Okay, it makes more sense.
Yeah.
Simple's not the right word.
He's the Lord.
But I get it. Yeah.
But like,
well, maybe.
But childlike. Do you know, like?
No, he just seems scared.
No, but like he wasn't.
I mean, he would be scared.
Whatever the correct word for it is, but he obviously must have been dangerous because he was killing people. But he just didn't seem. He didn't seem adult. Would probably be.
Yeah.
So this guy is like trying to do the seppuku on him.
Yeah.
And he's just. But he's like, I don't know. He just seemed to me the way he's childlike. I can't think of a better word for it. But he obviously doesn't want to die, but he has to because it's all going. The area is going to shit. And Ogami's there, so. He basically chops off the guy's head, but also takes this guy's arm with him. But it seemed like the guy's it was all quite forgiving. Oh yeah, you chopped off my dad's arm. If you remember a couple of years back, you chopped off my dad's arm.
There's nothing. It's like. Do you remember that story? Okay, cool. Because this bit's got nothing
to
do with
I know. It was so weird. And you think, okay, if my arm's around someone's neck, but he wasn't even around his neck.
No, it was how I don't understand the angles there.
Yeah, his sword's just so strong. He just cuts.
But also, it seemed like he was like because he went. This is too much fun.
Yeah, he's taking so
and
much.
And he sort of just like the point where he's like.
And he's trying to.
I'm going to get his arm hit. Fuck it. Just take his arm.
I didn't quite because I had the whole thing where it had the sword for the seppuku, but then the guy like wrapped it in.
Well, that was
that because he wasn't allowed to touch it? Maybe.
Yeah.
I didn't quite get a hold of it, but basically,
I don't know. I thought it was to protect him or something. It was more like do you know how they sort of wrap them in scrolls?
Yeah.
Like maybe it was like a bit like that. Like I don't know.
It's all quite odd, and then again, it's trying to get to the job. Gembe, is it Gembe? Gemba, sorry, is the hits.
Right, okay,
and he had told the shogunate that this guy was starting to lose his mind.
Yeah, and then basically, in exchange for him becoming... In exchange for the territory being taken over by the shogunate and him becoming the governor.
Yes.
So basically, he sold out his entire clan just so he could...
Oh, so he was part of that clan but lower down, is that what it was? I couldn't quite... I didn't know if he was the clan next door kind of thing. He wanted to take that land.
He sold out his own clan.
Yeah.
Because that's why they were saying it was the worst thing in the world he could do, and that's why he needs to die.
Yeah.
They didn't do it in the traditional Lone Wolf and Cub way of getting your thing. Because like it feels like in every single one, he's got his own little like pathway, which Gemba actually does in about 5 seconds.
With the cairns.
Yeah. So basically, he's got his thing where he waits at his shrine and he lights a candle if he's there. And if you...
No, he puts stones on the ground if he's available for work.
Yeah, that's it. And so you go there and you go, oh shit, those stones are there. That means someone needs to get hit or whatever. And anyway, so then you go and he leaves monsters.
I didn't get the monster, no, because the monster thing was already there. I didn't get that either. Okay. I thought from the last one, he puts the stones when he's available for work. If you want him, you put another stone going.
Yes.
Which means that tomorrow he'll be there.
Stones to where you meet in locations.
Oh, maybe that's what it is.
There was apparently there was some sort of meeting location.
It's signed like a brick or something where they do a shape will mean something that we don't understand.
We did, but we saw that. But anyway, but they didn't do that. They just sort of picked him out, and I feel like he would have been like, "No, you got to do my official way. You got to send an email to my office or whatever." You know what I mean? Like I don't take appointments this way.
And sorry, the girl who was being stolen for prostitution is now just free.
Oh yeah,
it was kind of like here's a thing, but it kind of bye then.
He's just like bye, and she's just like, thanks for taking that torture. Probably shouldn't have watched. I don't know. It was weird.
Yeah.
Anyway, but so basically, Gemba's like, there's another person who you need to kill, who is basically the main shogunate.
Who's on his way.
Who's on his way because I have to kill him because I don't know why he has to kill him.
There was a weird zoom in on the guy's face. It goes black and white. And remembering. And I was like, I didn't quite get.
No, I didn't get that either. But why did he have to kill him again? It was something to do with...
He knows something. He
did.
He knows he adopted in the other people or something like that.
Or something like that maybe.
Gemba's he's got 2 sort of bodyguards.
Oh yeah.
Which is where the what's the word called? Where it's the time thing. So you've got I don't know the names. You've got the gunslinger,
gunman, dancy sword man.
Yeah, and then the sword man. Yeah,
sword dancer.
he has revolvers, and I think this is set in like the 1500s.
Yeah, revolvers with like 8 clips as well,
Yeah,
loads. Like I don't know, like this was silly.
But I quite like the mix of the horseman. I liked him.
Yeah,
and it mix of like a cowboy guy with. I feel like there must be a few films where they really mix up those two things. But they basically work for Gemba, and when Ogami goes to look at this job, find out what it is, he goes, "I'm not going to do it. I'm going to leave." So he's like, "Well, I have to kill you now," because Gemba's
I feel like he does that because he's got because he can't. It's like a thingy interest, clash of interests.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like
you can't take a job.
Yeah, can't
from
take a job
from someone who is from a different job.
Yeah. Makes sense.
So he's leaving, and then Gemba's like, "Well, I'm going to have to fucking kill you now," and he just does that with his sword behind him, and the gunman, the gunslinger, and the other guy just like, "No. We can't, because if he definitely kill us." It's like you could have shot him. Like
you really could have shot him in the back of the head there, and I feel like you'd be fine.
The gunman on the mountain practicing his guns, and he's set up. I love to think of him spending all day making those little scarecrows and putting those little things on. And then he's like, "Pow, pow, pow, pow," and Daigoro's like watching, and he's like going, "Well done." And you see this really like salty claps, because he's just like,
"Oh no, I see it. I didn't see it as salty."
Well done. Like you shot a fucking.
You see, I didn't see it as salty. I thought I saw it as like because he seemed happy that he's like, oh no, you like that?
The gunslinger's quite nice. He seems
he's like, "Oh, you like that, do you, kid?
Yeah.
Well, I'll do some more cool tricks for you." Yeah. And he's like, and the kid's like. And then the next time he's like gone, and then he's like, "What the fuck's that kid gone?"
Yeah.
And then the kid
drowning,
pretends to be drowning.
The worst. He's like, because he's like clapping in the water, sort of thing. It's going like that.
Yeah.
So the gunman's like, "I better save that small child."
Yeah, that small child that's just somehow floating by his bum.
Maybe he doesn't know it's Ogami's like, but he seems like an honourable guy. He takes off his guns. But straight away, though, you should have known, because he's trying to swim and the water's like that.
Yeah, I know. But he
takes him like halfway
swim.
through, and he's like, "Oh, I can stand up here."
Yeah.
And he just goes, "Shit!" Turns around.
And Ogami's running towards him.
Yeah.
But I thought this was actually really fucking bad. I honestly, like, I saw a lot of respect for Ogami a little bit, and
Daigoro thought of that.
Daigoro was like,
do?
"I'll pretend to be drowning, Dad." No, I did lose respect, because I thought it was like, it's like you can't. It's like it's a real super hit villain thing to do.
It was smart though. I wasn't expecting it. Like to get rid of the gunman. If some guy's got these magic weapons, you go, they can't get wet.
Because he was trying to be nice, and he was like, "Oh shit, here's that kid that I don't know. I'm going to go save that kid," and then he just died for it.
And then the pipe dudes arrive, who were the Kurokawa clan.
Right? The big bads. Wait,
no, they're from the last film.
Oh wait,
they're that other clan. Do you know the guy who got chopped in loads of pieces?
Yeah,
that's the Kurokawa clan.
Okay.
This is why it gets confusing. So they attack.
Right. So
they attack and try and burn this thing down with the smoke.
Okay, I think that those people must be the same people as the breathing people. From the first bit, it must be.
No, because I'm sure some of them, the Yagyu guys, say the Yagyu.
Yeah, but the Yagyu guys do. But I think they're different people because they use the same blowing techniques, and they've been training them for days. They said. Yeah. Anyway,
well, it's a Kurokawa clan attacking with these these smoke grenades, and it kind of goes a bit trippy for a bit.
This is quite a cool little fight scene, actually.
But he kicks their ass.
Yeah,
and then the sword master guy turns up, sees all the dead bodies, because people are like, "Hey, they're the Kurokawa clan or whatever."
Yeah.
Dead on the floor, and then Ogami and him fight, and Ogami does that 10-foot jump in the air and just throws the sword into his head, and he's just like.
Is that when all shit kicks off?
Well, basically, Gemba suddenly basically goes, "Oh, fucked it, I'm going to call for reinforcements." Yeah. So a call goes out to all these mercenaries chilling in some bar, going like, "Who wants to fight this? Who's the best swordsman?"
Who's the best swordsman? Yeah.
And not Gemba, sorry, I'm fucking losing everyone's names here. Kanbei is like, what's his name? Like, he's obviously going to go for it because he's skinned, and he's a bit crestfallen. He just seems he's not happy with life, and he doesn't really know what he's doing. He's not living the samurai way.
He keeps saying a few times that how many times do I have to wait to die? Which makes sense because obviously, like we've seen from Harakiri, like you kind of need to have that.
You want to die with honor. You can't have that where you're just being a mercenary.
Yeah,
the same sort of thing. Very quickly, just there's a big fucking canyon. It's a quick quarry. Sorry, it's a big cave and rider quarry.
Yeah, that was that.
With a big group with basically Gemba and all his mates sat on top of the hill with fucking guns and arrows. Also, the girl from before, the Yakuza girl, two of her mates with little hats on.
They're just waiting behind.
Sat waiting, looking over. And you're like, "Oh no, what's going to happen?" Fire loads of arrows. So what does the cart do? Yeah. Tiny little bit of wood comes down, protects Ogami and Daigoro just sit behind it. And they're like, "Right, send the next guys." And he just turns into machine guns essentially. Yeah. I have where did he get
no
these?
idea. Where is Daigoro sitting? Where's any of the cool down area?
These machine guns.
How does it float?
And he just fucking machine guns, half of them, if not more of
Yeah.
them. Then he pulls grenades out.
That was sick.
Yeah.
I liked this because it sort of
it was
felt
amazing.
like,
I'm not complaining.
It felt like a video game.
Yeah.
Do you know when you sort of like start the horde and there's like millions of people, and then
Yeah.
obviously by the end of it, you sort of fucking knack and you've lost all your ammo and stuff.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
It kind of felt like each progression from like staff to short poles to just his katana or whatever. Like it felt real good. I liked it.
I really enjoyed it. There was a lot of good kills in it.
Yeah, a lot of fun
There was a really good kill where I'm sure he just stabbed some guy. He just like 3 or 4 and just stabs a guy in the chest. And I was like, how did he do that? Because it literally looked like a sword. I don't think it was one of those ones. It looked there's a few that look really good. And then basically he fucking kills basically everyone. And in the end, it's Gemba. Who's chasing after him with some guns, who's just like shooting at Ogami. And Ogami's like running around.
That was weird.
Oh, he's shooting the swords out of Ogami's hands. Like,
just
shoot Ogami!
Yeah, he shoots the swords out of Ogami's hands, and then Ogami runs around for like ages.
Yeah.
And then
rolls over a little hill sort of thing.
But then all of a sudden he's got guns.
Well, yeah, Gemma kind of looks over this little thing with his guns ready, and Ogami's just like going, bang, bang, bang.
Yeah.
And it's like, you didn't take the gunslinger's guns because they were left there. Because they found his guns when they went, oh, he's dead.
So he's always had them. He probably got them from the same person who fitted that fucking massive Gatling gun.
Yes,
in his
maybe.
thing.
But I just loved it because I didn't expect it. Because I thought it was the kind of thing where he's not going to use guns. I feel like that's like an honourable thing.
He's quite inventive, isn't he?
Yeah. But then just like legitimately, just bang, bang, bang.
Do you think he makes it himself?
The cart stuff, yeah, when he sat.
Do you think
he
makes
that
Gatling
at night, yeah.
So he sat while he sat by that fake campfire at night, and in that separate campfire that's through a tunnel.
Yes, I think that the second he fought the guy with guns, he'd never seen guns like that in his life, and he went, right, how do these work? And then he took them all to bits.
Wow.
And then built onto the cart, and then he melted down some steel and made his own guns.
Then gave him his guns back.
Yes.
Right. Okay.
Or really good wooden ones that he carved and painted.
And no one would know.
Yeah. In a night.
And he pretended he painted them with like metal.
Yeah. The Yagyu clan are on horses.
Wait.
And they do. This happens.
Yeah.
And they kind of go, you'll be dead soon or something, Ogami. And they don't go and attack him. Bear in mind, he's like really fucked. Now.
Yeah.
He's like running out of everything. And they're like, and his baby cart's fallen over.
Yeah.
And also, Daigo's just sort of running around this battle.
Yeah, I know what he's doing.
No one killed him. And they're like, we'll get you. And then they fuck off. And they're like, okay. And then the girl, the Yakuza girl, is sort of looking a bit. And then suddenly, I'm going to keep forgetting his fucking guy's name.
Whatever his name is.
Kanbei turns up and goes, look, we're going to have a fight now. I don't know why. I don't know
why he decided to choose that point after Ogami was fucking shattered.
Yeah.
I thought his whole thing was like, I really want a good fight.
Because Kanbei hadn't been in any of that fight, even though he was meant to be part of it.
Yeah, but he could see. No, I think he did see it.
Yeah, I think he comes up over the hill.
I thought he says he's unstoppable.
Because nobody's there once Ogami's like done all this shit.
Yeah,
no one's alive on the battlefield.
Yeah, but you would just be like, well, did you do all this? Like, I don't know. You'd sort of assume, and he's covered in blood, so you'd be like, maybe that now isn't the right time to do it. Anyway, I thought that was a little bit off character of. I mean, there's several things that are off character. But I thought that particular bit would be like, he would be like, I really want a good fight here. I don't know why. I thought he'd want the best fight. Anyway, it's a fucking close fight. By looks of things, because obviously he's got his huge, massive cut down the back, and if he hadn't thrown his knife, one little phrase that I thought that was really cool was when the cowboy guy and the gun guy and the knife guy were talking, and they were like, Ogami is a terrifying swordsman. and you sort of felt it when he was sort of doing that whole like when he was moving his sword around against Kagawa. Is it Kagawa? Kanbei. And when he was against him, he was sort of like moving his sword around, and it was very threatening because everything that he did, he was like, "Well, I have got an answer for that." Yeah. And it was like, "Well, now I don't know how to deal with that."
Imposing guy.
Yeah.
Like, the more you watch it, you're like, he is quite frightening.
Yeah,
like
he
Ogami.
is scary. Yeah. He is really scary.
And
I don't think I like really sensed that from the last ones. He always felt like a bit more of like he's a lot more. I don't know, not as terrifying.
Yeah,
not
he's
as
like a force of nature in this one. He's just like you don't want to.
Yeah. He did level up in this one.
Oh yeah. Oh, after that fucking battle, he got into the merchant and got all the fucking things. So they have a nice little fight, but obviously Ogami wins.
It's a nice little fight.
Nice little fight. Stabs him, and then Kanbei sort of tells
the story.
Tells the story. I was like, and he's should be bleeding so much because literally I was like, that must be near his spine. He's just off the back. And basically, he was like a paladin.
Yeah, paladin guard.
Looking after.
Yeah, the king. Not the king.
Was the king in that little box? Is he really small?
No, they are. They're in that box. And
So all these mercenaries, sort of all these Ronin or whatever, lawless Ronin attack, and he's meant to just stay with the king and not move. But he decides, well, look, if they get too close to us, they're going to fucking kill us or kill the king. Yeah. So he's run straight into the battle and wins. but then he gets basically let go because
he left his
he
guard.
broke the code. He broke the Bushido code or the
Paladin code.
Paladin code. And he's like,
he left his post.
Yeah. And he's sort of going around, he's like, what
was
is that
like
right? And then the guy goes, I would have done the same thing.
Yeah,
and then he's like completely not. He's just like, he's meant like, I can die now.
Yeah, it felt like Ogami. Yeah, that was there was a lot.
Because he would have done that. Ogami would have, but he would have had a baby cart like machine gun against him. Just like, to be honest, I don't think we should do numbers on these films because I've decided I quite like them all, and there's no point me saying it's this, it's this.
Yeah, because I don't actually have anything to really base these off or what's better.
I'm just going to go for, we'll just put them in order we like them the most and keep adding to it. Because it's simple. They're their own little films that do exactly what you, I don't know.
I can't remember what I thought about it.
Well, I'm going to say I think the first one's the best.
Combined.
This one is my second favourite. And the second one is my...
The second one... Yeah, the second one I don't think blew me away at all. The second one had good people.
The Chopped Up Man was good.
The Chopped Up Man was good, but also the three bad guys, you know,
with
different things.
Yeah, the Wolverine, they were quite cool.
But I think it lacked that sort of main substance. But I feel like the Kanbei sort of added like, it did, and it added a different level because the whole time you were sort of assessing Agami's actions and sort of seeing, you know,
it was like seeing Agami from like. From the outside, looking a bit different.
Yeah. I thought I don't know. Okay. Then obviously the last one. I think I'd probably agree.
Yeah.
This one didn't have, although that final battle scene was absolutely fucking mental.
Yeah.
Aside from the Chimax bit and the extra bits of gunplay, I don't know.
There wasn't that many fights.
Gunplay. There wasn't that many fights, but like there was nothing that really blew me away in the fight scenes. But then again, when that final battle was good enough, I suppose.
Yeah. It's still the height is still the first film. Where they go, don't kill that man. Like, right at the end, when he comes into the city square, when everyone's being twats.
Oh, yeah.
And they're like, wait, don't kill that guy! And it's too late. And then, you know, he suddenly does the baby car. Remember, right at the end, and he fucking kills the whole town. Yeah. But he's done fuck all pretty much up to that point. Yeah. That's the peak of the series so far for me.
I'm excited. So, how many have we got left?
So, next, we've got 3 left. Baby.
3 left!
So, yeah.
That was pretty much it, yeah.
Yes, thank you for watching. If you've made it to the third thing, because you've got 3 more to go.
Yeah.
Thanks so much for watching.
Can I just say, the rough cut of this is 44 minutes.
Yes. Goodbye.
Who was Giannis?
Who's Giannis? Oh, God, I'm not really taking out that golden knife.
Put the golden knife in.
See you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye.